This unsuspecting man is about to show just how much of a monster he really is. On September...
God damn, bro. Bro, just straight shot up that crib.
12th, 2021, this man, 38-year-old Antoine Suggs, assassinated 4 innocent people in the middle of the night. Our small team of investigative reporters has gathered the footage and case details about Antoine and how all 4 murders came to be in order to present the whole story in its entirety for the first time ever. This all started very early in the morning a few days prior on September 8th. Antoine arrived in Minnesota via airplane from his home state of Arizona.
Bro, stop. I'm not trying to laugh or nothing, but like, damn, bro flew all the way from where he said, hold on. Come on. Bro flew all the way from a different state to come do this. This feel like a hit, man.
This all started very early in the morning a few days prior on September 8th. Antoine arrived in Minnesota via airplane from his home state of Arizona.
Stop.
And footage shows...
Bro flew all the way from Arizona to fucking come do this. That's wild, squad. For real. That is wild.
That nothing seems to be out of the ordinary. But that changes very soon. Antoine is picked up by an unknown person and leaves the airport with them. A few days later, on September 11th, late at night, Antoine revisits the airport in a new luxury Mercedes SUV.
No way.
Later investigations report that this car was recently loaned to Antoine. It is unknown whether or not Antoine is connected to a larger organized crime group. While it's a logical hypothesis considering the value of this luxury car Antoine is now driving, we have yet to unfold the full story of this case,
he flew all
as
the
it
way.
is
I
only
can't
just
still
heating
believe
up.
that he flew all
We
the way
don't
from
know why
Arizona to
Antoine
Minnesota.
revisited the airport, but the surveillance footage gives us a
Antoine
glimpse at his
got a girl with him.
passenger, who bears a striking resemblance to one of his future murder victims,
Oh, hell.
Nitosha Lee Flug Presley. If the passenger is indeed Nitosha, then this was one of the last images showing her alive. According to a complaint filed by an anonymous person, a witness said they saw Antoine and Nitosha taking shots together at a bar just hours after he left the airport. Records also show that Nitosha's aunt told investigators that Antoine and Nitosha were romantically involved. Putting all this information together, it's becoming more and more likely that this passenger is indeed Nitosha. After a night of drinking, it is believed that Antoine and Nitosha went to a residence in St. Paul, where they spent time with 3 other people who would soon become Antoine's other 3 future murder victims. They were Lois Foreman III, Matthew Pettis, and Jasmine Sturm. Just hours later that same night, now the very early morning of September 12th, surveillance footage caught this altercation sometime around 3:30 a.m. in St. Paul, Minnesota.
Out the car and just like ba 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 ba, and then hop back in the car and dip, because this played at the beginning and I thought it was a drive-by, but now I'm thinking this might be like, I don't know, bro, that's crazy. Hold on.
In this footage, we hear gunshots and then that same Mercedes car speed through the streets. It is clear this is when the murders happened, but what Antoine does after this is quite shocking.
If you're not a profitable trader, after working with me in 8 weeks,
So did
I'll
he have him,
personally
like,
hand you
outside of the car?
$7,000. And I'm confident in making this offer
what I'm
because I've
saying?
worked with
Were they,
over
like,
500
oh.
students and less than 3% had to use.
On the
I was
same
like,
day
bro, I know
around 10
that,
a.m.,
bro.
after driving around for many hours trying to figure out what to do with the dead bodies, Antoine decided that he needed help hiding the bodies. So he
Damn,
makes
bro, did
plans
he,
to
like,
meet up
kill
with
him
his
in the
father,
car?
56-year-old Darren Osborne, at a gas station during the day. Antoine's plan was to have his father follow him into western Wisconsin to a cornfield where they would find an inconspicuous place to dump the car with the bodies in it. Osborne later told officers that he had no idea at this point there were bodies in Antoine's car. On the way to meet with his father, Antoine stops at a different gas station than the one planned for the meetup spot.
No way, don't.
In
why
this
is that
disturbing
black right
surveillance
Shut
footage
up.
that shows this particular stop, you can even see one of the deceased victims in the passenger
Bro,
seat, limp
stop.
and showing no signs of life. And while the
Nah, bro, this dude's a piece of shit for real. What the fuck? You're telling me, gang went like, bro, stop. Stop. You're telling me, bro. Bro probably got, that's why there was a black spot. I was like, why did they got a black spot? Gang. Bro could have literally put them in the trunk or something, but he put one of them in the front seat at a gas station. And if it was the girl or the dude, there's 2 girls and 2 dudes. If it was either one of them, who know where they got the bullet hole at? You know what I'm saying? Because he fired off like 6, 7 shots, and there's 4 of them. So, you know what I'm saying? He's pretty, like, I feel like he got him in the car too. Like, he shot him in the car, and then, bro. But anyway, bro, dog, he has one of the victims in the front seat. That is wild, squad. What the fuck? Like, somebody definitely saw that. And you definitely, like, bro, when the police get on your ass and they're like, oh, where'd he swipe? He probably gonna pay cash, but let's say he paid card or whatever. Somehow they gonna figure, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, you seen this man? And then, oh yeah, but he had like it looked like a, bro, like, I couldn't even imagine, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, if
Those bodies are
that's
in the car.
crazy.
Antoine is inside the gas station, paying for his gas just like it's another normal day. Antoine continued traveling to the
bro, he walks in the gas station knowing there's a dead body in his front seat, and he's acting normal. I wonder, like, what the people said when they saw all, like, the other people. Like, if I pulled up with my car and I was like, bro, what the fuck? Like, I would call the cops. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm sorry, but I
spot,
would. I'd be
moving
like,
from
what the fuck
St.
going
Paul,
on here?
Minnesota to Dunn County, Wisconsin. This time, stopping at the originally planned gas station. We see him and his father convene at the gas station, and they speak a bit before driving away. It is presumed Antoine had now moved the body out of the front passenger seat, considering his father would have clearly noticed a deceased human being sitting in the car. That is, Antoine's father is telling the truth. Again, at this point, according to the father, he did not know what Antoine was up to. However, it is reported that Antoine allegedly confessed to his father, soon after the meetup, that he had snapped and shot the victims. At this point, it's becoming more and more difficult for Antoine's father to deny his involvement with this situation. Antoine and his father allegedly went on to hide the car with the bodies in it in a cornfield further into Wisconsin. It is reported that a local anonymous farmer found the abandoned Mercedes in a cornfield in Dunn County, Wisconsin. He very quickly reported it to the police. At this time, no one knew of Antoine's or his father's involvement. However, we do have body cam footage that details some of the officers' experiences investigating the car in the cornfield with the deceased victims in it. What they find is extremely brutal.
That's where we're gonna go in right here.
Damn, they drove that whole thing in there too, bro. Holy shit. And I bet you one was in the front seat. You know, I told you. That is crazy.
Yeah, we can do it.
Something just hurt.
Bro, I couldn't even imagine.
We did open the back door. If you need to open the back
I
door.
would be like,
Do we
I just
know
look
if
at
that
my,
one in the back
you
on
know,
the
coworker,
far right
whatever
is
the
male
fuck
or
you call it,
female?
my partner.
Do you know?
And I'd
The
be
one on the
like,
far back? The
bro,
behind
this
the driver?
is wild. Like, this is a serial killer,
Because
dog,
we were
for real.
stiff when you moved them?
Yes.
That's wild. And it's in the cornfield, bro. Like, man, if it's
I
Halloween time
opened
too, bro.
that
I'm
door.
scared.
I basically went like this,
September
and it was
12th,
just
that's pretty
you know,
close.
hard, stiff, rigor, whatever you want,
Dang,
whatever you
that's
want to call
wild.
it.
They just
Obviously,
drove
the
that
male.
fucking thing in the fucking
We
cornfield.
didn't
Like,
check
they
anything
just-
on him. It looks. I thought there was like a hole.
Wild.
Looks like there might be blood pooling in his ear, or I thought maybe that was an entry or exit wound. I'm not sure. Thank you guys. Yep. I ran out.
Well, it looks like if the actual key started on push button too.
Bro, that is wild.
Keys in ignition.
That he literally
Blood
just,
on your shoe. See that?
Yeah, it's
he
pooled.
had to
Yeah.
have shot him in the car.
Definite
then, bro, because he
bullet
drove
wound
off
to the
pretty
right
quick,
side
because
of the
he would've
face,
loaded all 4
right
of them.
side of the ear.
But like,
On
I'm
him,
surprised if he
on
did
the
shoot
male.
in the car. Like,
These
that's why I'm
officers are
confused
taking
at, 'cause
careful note of entry.
when you see that where he drives off, is like you hear right, like 7 gunshots, and then you see the Mercedes like speed off like 30 seconds later or something like that. There's no way he had time to load 4 dead bodies in the Mercedes that quick. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a dead body. Like, I'm sure it's gonna be heavy as hell, and I don't know. I think he shot him in the car, but like, the thing is, I feel like he would have gotten pulled over because a cop would have seen like bullet holes or whatever and pulled him over. But I guess not. So, but I don't see
And
no
exit
bullet holes in
wound
the car,
details
though.
for a
So
very
I'm just
important
like, how the
reason.
fuck, like,
This detail alone is extremely helpful in determining if the murders were committed with intent or in self-defense.
I mean, that looks like an entrance wound right there.
It didn't look like an exit wound to me. I'm guessing she got shot in the body, though. Yeah, there's blood on her left arm and on her right, and it's old. Watch your right shoulder, man.
Yep.
Oh, what's in the pocket, Dan?
Bro, that
There.
would be such
Try
a
more
crazy
blood, yeah.
job. Like, and you just gotta go through their pockets
yeah,
and
it's
shit and just check.
stripping it
Like, that is a crazy ass
Nail.
job, gang.
Gunshot wound to the head. Like, yep. There's the exit wound over here. See on the front seat,
Yeah.
right below, right where the shoulder rest is, that white stuff, is that brain matter or skull particulates?
It's hard to say. Cause she wearing her seatbelt still?
No,
I couldn't
it's-
tell if
it
it was
looks-
just
I think they put it
behind
behind
her.
her.
Behind her.
Just probably so that it wouldn't beep. Because the weight's in there, so it'd beep.
I want to know where the gunshot wound is on this other gal. How do you have exit wounds and there's no damage in the vehicle? Well then, but also if it's a headshot, wouldn't she have splatter? And we got
That's what I'm
splatter on him, but it's
saying.
just weird. Well, his is coming from his nose. You know, that's just draining from the nose from the brain.
Yeah, oh yeah.
All right. Well,
Ew, bro.
Did we
You
go
not hear that? Like, I don't know if I'm tripping, or do it sound like flies flying around, bro? Like in the video. Hold on. Come on, rewind. Because if it sound like flies, bro, that's a lot of flies. I swear it sound like buzzing.
well, his is coming from his nose.
Oh.
You know, that's
I don't know.
draining from the nose from the
But
brain.
yeah, no,
oh, yeah.
what that cop is saying though, I'm like, that's one of
Alright,
the questions
well,
too. Is like, there's no
we
damage
look
in the
through
car. He didn't shoot him outside.
Well,
There's no way.
out
'Cause
here, I guess. We'll go talk to Kyle.
unless that video was
During
fast
later
forward.
investigations, Antoine's Arizona ID card was found
What
on the floor of the
a
car,
dumbass.
covered in blood.
Oh my god. That right there just solved the whole case. Straight up. I'm like, who the fuck is Antoine? And why the fuck is he in the driver's seat? Why is the driver's seat got the... Is that the driver's seat? No, I don't see no gas pedal. I don't know. But either way, like... Bruh. Suspect number 1. And he probably thought he was slick too, because he's like, oh, I'm from Arizona, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna do this, whoop-de-woo. I'm gonna go to the cornfield in Wisconsin. I'm gonna fly back to AZ. They ain't even gonna know. But you just gave him your address, you just gave him your full fucking government name, and your driver's license number, everything, bro. They gonna find you, you know what I'm saying? Like,
This pointed the officers directly to
That's
him,
what
and
Antoine
later
looked
his
like
father
right
as
there.
well, as more information was discovered after they reviewed the previously shown
why he
surveillance
look older
footage.
than his dad,
Officers
bro?
arrested Antoine's father
Why he
first,
look older than
and
his
then
dad,
charged
bro?
Antoine with 4 counts of hiding a corpse. Antoine, now back in Arizona, turned himself in to the Arizona authorities. Antoine would now be brought back to St. Paul, Minnesota, the city where he committed the murders. This is where his dramatic legal trial would take place. Over the course of the next few days of Antoine's trial, he claimed, incredulously, that he acted in self-defense in the killing and transporting of
Bro,
the 4
look older than
victims,
his daddy,
which
bro,
the
for real.
prosecutors stated
What
that
the
they
fuck?
find improbable. Antoine has had a lengthy history of breaking the law, including multiple instances of unlawful possession of a firearm, possession of marijuana in a vehicle, driving with a suspended license, and much more. Even though Antoine had never racked up any charges nearly as serious as murder, this made it quite clear that Antoine is no stranger to criminal activity. During the trial, Antoine never gave any reason other than self-defense. He said the 4 victims were attempting to rob him, claiming he was the victim in this situation. However, going back to what the police learned about the entry and exit wounds of the bullets in the bodies, it's obvious this is definitely not a case of self-defense. Even though no one believed Antoine's excuse, he still gave no other reason as to why he did this. So we may never know his true motive behind murdering the 4 innocent victims.
Crazy, bro.
The jurors, after 6 hours of deliberation, decided that Antoine was found guilty on all 4 counts of second-degree intentional murder and was sentenced to 103 years in prison. His father, Darren Osborne, was charged with 1 count of aiding an offender. After pleading guilty, he was sentenced to 5 years in prison. These are the jury verdicts that show Antoine being found guilty on all 4 counts of murder. Judge Japal Harris, the judge who sentenced Antoine, told him this: "Each one of these individuals deserves that you serve time for each one of them." What do you believe could have possibly been Antoine's motive for killing these?
Squad, that is wild, bro. Straight up. Like, 4 people lost their lives because of one person being a hothead. I'm telling you, bro. He's right there. What was Antoine's move? In my opinion, I feel like they probably got in an argument. And if he was dating that girl, she probably pissed him off. And then he probably did something where those other, he probably did something to piss all them off. And then they started getting mad at him. And then he probably just, like, snapped. You know what I'm saying? Just, like, it's wild, bro. But if y'all watched all the way to the end, appreciate y'all, bro, for real. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace, squad.